This is World Beer News. Details on how you can be involved. Contact news@tastingnitch. I'm Nitch with a selection of highlights from around the world. Coming up, BBC took note of the revolution that's happening down in South America. Marty Hartzog, who is currently in Peru, sent over highlights from Lima Beer Week.
Yeah, because their picture for the grand final that they're having is the picture from the grand finale of Brewing.
Bringing about more growth are scientific developments in Colorado.
Out pops just carbon, and that goes right into the battery. And that's going to be essentially 1/2 of your lithium-ion battery.
And also, the people of Dong Village in Laos have suffered from the bad smell of rotting malt for over a year since its partially owned governmental brewing facility started its operations.
1 โมง 2 โมง เขาเปิดนะกลางเว้นนี่บ่กลางเว้นนี่มันตอน 6 โมงเนาะ
All that coming up, but first...
Sjporr here, Little Face Brewing and the Grain Bill. I'm here to give you an update on the 2016 Sjporr Challenge Brews Sessionable Beer for a Thirsty World. We are in the middle of tasting, drinking, reviewing, scoring, and uploading all of those scores to the website, www.sjporrchallenge.org, right now. What we do is we figure out who the winners are of those hubs, the top 3 beers, and then those top 3 beers move on to the finals for the US, where we can catch up with the rest of the world on figuring out who the best home brewer is in the world. In the world! That's what I'm talking about. It is a homebrew competition unlike any other on the planet, where you, the homebrewer, are not only a participant, but you're also the judge. Just do a YouTube search for 2016 Sjporr Challenge and you're going to see reviews out the wazoo. If you'd like to see some more stuff from old SJ, shoot Nitch a little note and say, hey, you know what? We like that bald-headed freak giving us some homebrew updates. Maybe you can ask him to do it again and I would be honored. Throwing it back out at you, Nitch.
Thank you. Some quick news. Remember those Canadian guys who robbed a store? They seem to know exactly which beer they wanted. The police are taking this very seriously. Well, there's a house in Canada that's recreating it for Halloween. Milk or beer? Well, you know what? Peta says the decision is obvious. No. Starbucks, no. Beer geeks are smart. The Nobel Prize for Medicine and Physiology this month was awarded to Yoshinori Oshumi. This is a great article from the Royal Gazette, and I suggest you read that up and show your friends just how awesome people that are interested in the yeast industry are. Genius. Revolution Brewing has recalled 6 of its best-selling beers. Look out if you're in Iceland and you're a tourist, because you may be buying fake beer. You learned it here. We go to our friend Kyle.
Beer is the devil, at least according to one church from Canyon, Texas, who has published an ad stating exactly that. The church insists that even though Jesus may have turned water into wine, that he himself drank fruit of the vine, as in grape juice, and that he was an early prohibitionist, in fact. Let's practice the dark arts. And it's a wonderful taste. I like anything dark. So I'd like to touch off on one final word. If drinking's a sin, then I'm going to hell, baby. Back to you, Nitch.
On to one of our main stories of today. Government officials have ordered a factory to cease its recycling efforts after the company failed to control pollution from its estimated 80 tons of spent beer malt a day. We go to our friend James, who has more on the story. James?
So interesting reports emerging from Laos this morning in Southeast Asia over the nationalised brewery Beer Laos recycling operations. So the national government in Laos has ordered a factory in the capital city Vientiane to close down over environmental concerns. The factory is located in Dung village in the Sisetha district and has been operating since May 2015. Now this facility processes 80% of Beer Laos spent malt grains and it's operated and owned by Zayadeth Vongse, the son of Kisna Vongse, chairman of the Beer Lao company, which boasts a 99% share of the Lao beer market. Locals in Dung village have actually been complaining of a horrible stench and toxic fumes that both come from burning coals during production and the recycling process itself. The factory leaves the malt out in the open, which causes it to spoil, releasing fumes, and it's also been known to pollute local water sources as well. And the issues from the factory are thought to have affected around 300 families locally. Now the factory's problems don't actually end there. The factory has been sanctioned by the Ministry of Natural Resources for being located too close to population centres, while the company has previously been issued cease operations orders from the Vientiane Administration Office, the Vientiane Industrial and Commerce Department, and also the Sisetha Governor's Office, all of which have been ignored. And Beer Lao, of course, is a joint venture between the Danish brewing giant Carlsberg and the Lao government. It's a 50-50 share there. And this is
25กับ2016แหละแต่เริ่มผลิตมาเลยเนาะแต่ทางโรงงานมันก็ขอปรับปรุงก็ได้แต่พื้นฐานมันแหละปรับปรุงแต่ว่ากินกับควันมันก็บ่ได้เก่านะมันก็กระทบพ่อแม่ส่วนมาแต่พุ่นละมาแล้วตั้งแต่8 โมงเช้า5 โมงแลงแต่เขาเจ้าเฮ็ดก็เบิดคืนคือเก่าเขาเจ้าก็บ่สนน้ำหน้ากับกองราชบุรีบ่คือเห็นใจนำพ่อแม่บ่สนเฮานะเฮ็ดกายเฮ็ดถึงว่าเป็นน้อยเดียวมันติดทั้งแขนพังเขาเจ้าก็บอกให้แล้วทั้งที่หนังสือต่างๆใบอนุญาตต่างเขาเจ้าก็บ่มีเนาะบ่มีโรงงานนี่นะบ่มีอนุญาตต่างก็ยังผลิตมาได้ปี2 ปีก็ยังว่าเป็นยังจะผลิตได้คำว่ามีบ่มีอนุญาตเนาะ
And this is a very interesting story when you consider how many American craft breweries and European craft breweries are so concerned about the environment these days, and then you go to Asia and you see something different there. Although when Carlsberg are involved, it's very interesting, and when you have the Lao government involved in this operation, it does make you wonder how effective these environmental policies of the government are really being, and when it's nationalised as well, you do wonder if there is some corruption involved there as well. So interesting things to come from Lao. We'll watch the story over the next few days, but keep an eye on that. Radio Free Asia is a good source for finding news in the region.
James from Rampant Lion. Check out his beer reviews as well. Very educational and engaging. Marty Hartzog, who's currently in Peru, sent over highlights from what she found to be the most interesting points of the beer scene in Lima.
There's this brewery here it's 2 breweries sharing a brew space, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
They have like a theme going through their marketing, do it together, but they're completely different breweries doing completely different styles, but they're sharing the space.
Huh.
It's funny though, like the marketing for it here, like everyone has mystical shaman beer. Like the craft beer scene is kind of the same everywhere. It's a similar people everywhere you go. And it seems like here of the brewers that I've seen, I'll have someone who's not Peruvian on the team. But I haven't seen any people who are obviously American, for example. They seem to be from Europe.
Funny though you say the same kind of people. Does it look like there's hipsters everywhere?
I mean, it's decorated. I'll take a picture whenever, but decorated like Peruvian kind of hip style. But,
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as we walked in, where we were standing next to the bar, there's just a table full of bros. They're saying, like, explaining the concept of a bro, and it was like, this guy, these 4 guys, they're in every single bar. Every single bar you've ever been to.
It's Lima's first beer week, and what she found interesting, coming from Paris, is that their branding looked a lot like Paris Beer Week, which is cool. So contacted the now president of Paris Beer Week, who has been the photographer for our PBW since we started doing Paris Beer Week. He pointed out something very interesting. Not only does the branding look pretty similar, but they actually use some of his photos as their wallpaper. Good job, Clem, because you're a great photographer. That's all from me. I'm Nitch. Cheers, and until next week, au revoir.
and it's a wonderful taste. I like anything dark. So I'd like to touch off on one final word. If drinking's a sin, then I'm going to hell, baby.